This is a Cosmic Octave original podcast.
Me and Jake running down the street with a handful of comic books, kicking ass and banging chicks and drinking booze
No, not
and
me.
smoking
Not
weed.
me. I'm married.
Yeah, well,
I'm married.
Jake.
Can't do that.
Yeah. Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.
Why are you breathing like Darth Vader into the microphone?
I'm not, am I? It's coffee. You gotta, smoke it out.
We're doing coffee.
You're hiding outside the
'Cause we're doing
coffee
an-
cave, and you're like, "Hey, we got to get that coffee out, but it's too hot."
This is the first time we've done a morning version of the show.
Fuck.
Because
I'm sure we've done. Oh, really?
we've done afternoon, we've done late night when we for your birthday.
Oh yeah.
So we've done every day, but in the mornings. But yeah, we're coming at you a Sunday
Coming
morning.
at you live Sunday morning, kicking ass. Hey, we got.
Well,
do we have news?
Well, this is we're gonna try and test it out this coming week, but we're gonna make a change to our recording schedule. So we're gonna probably have episodes up on Fridays instead of Mondays. We're gonna try and see how that works, just because our schedules have shifted a little bit on the weekends.
I just thought of one thing that may make Wednesday a little.
Oh, I would say Thursday. So because Wednesday we could watch
Okay.
Mandalorian.
I might have to change my availability. We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, this is something to deal with off the air. But we'll chat about it. So
Yeah,
that
but
couple changes.
some changes are coming, but we will still be here every week. We took a week off,
Yeah.
well deserved. Somebody had a birthday. It was me.
Yeah.
I turned 97 years old.
Wow. Yeah. So anyway,
Still got the junk of a
we were off-
47-year-old.
we were
What?
off last week.
Wow.
Welcome back.
Why that had to.
Funny thing is, we had that marked on the calendar for weeks to be like, we should record a commentary
We were
or
gonna do
or a deep dive,
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
And then we got distracted with other things, as life is.
Well, a
it
lot
just didn't work out.
lately. Okay, so there's constraints. Previously,
We could just move past this.
on all panel off top. Well, no, it's mostly my shit.
What?
Like I worked radio kind of part time, like very part time. So my schedule was pretty open, so it was easier to kind of work around like Jake's schedule, But ever since I've started a full time job, that's kind of made things. And we want to make sure we're bringing you the Mayhem Comic of the week and stuff. But yeah,
We're still going to do it weekly. We're just going to possibly make some changes.
We'll just change a little bit, but we'll still be back every
as is
week.
life.
Every week with the caustic
why am I doing
sarcasm that you know and love,
God, Howard Cosell? That's what I
and
was doing.
the unexpectedly dirty.
Can we get to the show,
Yeah.
please? Good Lord, we're gone a week, and you just gotta
It's this goddamn coffee.
you blame it on the coffee.
Blame it on the rain and coffee.
Coffee beans. So today, look, to be honest, this week isn't a heavy news week. If we had a bad week.
Yeah.
We had a bad week to be off because there was a lot more news last week. But I like that because it gives us a chance to do a Mandalorian recap and talk about the last 2 episodes since we weren't here for episode 4. Because I'm really interested to see your opinions on that because you liked episode 3 more than I did, I think.
We didn't, yeah, because
so I'm curious to see what you think about.
I read the synopsis of episode 3 before we did the review, just so I could know what was going on, and it sounded. The synopsis. I always go to Wikipedia; it's easiest. Somebody's always on there really quick. Hey, this is what happened in blistering detail. It was really complicated the way the synopsis made it sound. And then I watched it and I was like, this is exactly the kind of shit that I love.
Yeah.
I love when they go to Coruscant, dude. I have a lot of ideas for Coruscant related stories that I've sent you. Won't say any more than that because I don't want Feige stealing it. Or who is it? Catherine. Whatever.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, I don't think she's there anymore. Anyway, but I really dig on that stuff. And we saw in episode 4 and 5 that this person has become has become a little bit of a recurring character.
Yeah, she's gonna be pretty much the.
And now we know
Yeah.
about Gideon. Well, did we spoil it?
No, well,
Shit.
well,
Where's the pizza time?
shit, I don't have it pulled up.
You
You're
son
right.
of
I
a-
should have had it ready. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Mandalorian.
Yes.
There's some details on
Wow, yeah, I thought we were
Secret
gonna-
Invasion.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll jump back into it.
Okay.
But and then we're going to go somewhere we've never gone in the Grift Report this week. We're bringing it back, the segment, and we're gonna take a dive into the Tim Pool.
Ugh.
And because I think
You know how
the Melanie Mac stuff was pretty heavy stuff, so I wanted to do something a little bit more silly.
yeah,
And
that's fine.
because I never take Tim Pool seriously, and I don't think anybody should.
Right.
And I have some examples why.
You know how
on
like
the Grift Report, but yeah.
you know how like you have a chlorine pool and you have that stuff in it, so if people pee, like it turns a certain color.
Yeah.
Like his whole pool is that color.
Wow.
Just pee.
So anyway, back to the Mandalorian. So episode 3, I think I was a little too harsh on it. I mean, going back and listening to it, I think I was, because for me, what I was really excited about this season and what I wanted to see, and now that I have seen more of it, I am in a much better opinion of this season. And I think because of the stupid shit they did with Boba Fett, my mind is like thinking, are they going to do some sort of thing where we follow this character for 2 episodes? Is what I was thinking. And then when they came back with Bo-Katan and Din, I was like, okay, we're not going to do that. I think they learned that.
Well, no,
lesson.
it was a setup for.
And yeah, I think it was always a setup. I don't think it was ever going to be like 2 episodes about this character. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking that of like, God damn it. But going back and look, hearing like what you told me and like thinking back about it, it's a good episode. I never thought it was a bad episode. It's just, you're right. With time, I think I've liked it more.
Mm. Yeah, it's an interesting look at, if they're trying to. Here, one criticism I read about both the original and prequel trilogies compared to the sequel trilogy, which made the most sense to me, was that in the prequel and original trilogy, the villain was clear, the Empire. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the clear villain, right?
And you could argue that Anakin was always
the reason why the sequel sequel trilogy didn't work is because it was just a broad like, what the fuck is the First Order?
Okay.
Are they a sovereign nation? Is the what were they called? The fucking not the rebellion anymore.
The Resistance.
The Resistance. Are they like some guerrilla band that has nothing to do with the New Republic?
We don't know.
But
that's the thing.
if you want to take all of this away,
But that's the thing. You're right. Those 6 Lucas movies. I'm gonna keep following you.
Okay.
But what you were saying with those 6 Lucas movies is right, because you had his one person saying these are the themes. These are the themes that we're going to do. These are the
politics,
these are the arcs we're gonna go on.
and the bureaucracy of the galaxy was very well established.
There was no direction in that sequel trilogy. Absolutely none.
You don't know who's the good guys and who the bad. And to be honest, like, I mean, if you're intruding on like First Order space or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, what's going on here? Is the Resistance just a guerrilla band? And here's why I think I like what they're doing with the Mandalorian, because they're trying to subtly reset the sequel trilogy. And what they're trying to do is say, hey, look, we're going to set this up for you so the next time you watch the sequel trilogies, it'll make a whole lot more sense, okay?
Yeah.
Because you see, this is 5 or 6 years after the Battle of Yavin. 7 maybe.
Yeah. This is
the sequel trilogies take place about 20 years after that.
Jedi and Force Awakens.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are about 20 years after that. So what you're telling me is that you're setting me up for understanding how ineffectual the giant bloated bureaucracy of the New Republic was. Basically what's happening is you see these group of do-gooders, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is basically, whenever you hear conservatives talk about the horror that would happen if liberals were in charge,
Yeah.
this is the very extreme of how that would be.
Yeah.
Way too many people trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, I mean,
and
what do they
not
do
enough
in 20
people
years?
making decisions.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see that where they're like, well, I gotta, like he said, and he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go find somebody to liberate this place because I can't do it.
Yeah.
But how stupid is that, right?
Yeah.
Weeks? What? And that's what they're trying to show us. Okay, that's great because you're setting it up for me now. And you know what I think they're setting up that Gideon is the guy who starts the First Order.
Ooh. You know, we were.
So I think the Mandalorian.
You know what you just gave me?
What?
A little tingling in my balls.
Do you remember
I
how?
like where this is going.
Do you remember how Endgame kind of saved Thor 2?
Yeah. Redeemed Thor 2.
A little bit, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
The Mandalorian is
gonna
going
redeem
to
the
make
sequel.
the sequel trilogy a lot better. I mean, it'll still kind of suck because
It's
the whole
still
Palpatine
disjointed,
thing was they catered way too much. And if they decide to say, "Hey, this never happened," and redo it, I'm fine with that.
The third movie is an example of when you make a movie to not offend anyone or not challenge anything.
Way
And
too much fan service and not
Yeah.
enough good
It
plot.
was clearly a almost 3 hour apology movie, and it's like, what the fuck? And look,
The reason why
I'm not saying they shouldn't respond to criticism.
Right.
They should.
Right.
And I think they're learning from that with the Mandalorian.
But
and
okay,
things
Ryan,
like that.
Ryan Johnson, I
So-
love that he did. I gotta say this. Sorry, I know. Ryan Johnson.
I want to get back to the episodes.
We will. Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
Made a lot of interesting decisions, and that's why I think his movie was the best of the three. But the one decision I really can't forgive him for
The
because
Snoke thing?
yes,
Yeah.
you could have made that you could have made that Mace Windu.
Yeah.
You could have. You fucking totally fucking could have, dude.
Yeah.
Totally could have.
I still look. I'll defend The Last Jedi. I enjoyed that movie, but I'm not gonna.
You intrigued the shit out of me when you made me realize
But
that
I
he was a hologram.
I agree with you a lot with the Snoke take too. That movie is not above criticisms.
No.
And there's some things that happen that some people don't like that I forgive. Like, well, how can Ghost Yoda fucking bring a lightning bolt down on the tree? I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. I don't think you could do that. Or I don't know. It's about space wizards.
yeah. The fuck.
But anyway,
Back to the episodes.
So episode 4 is mostly spent on that hideout place that they have for the Mandalorians, the runaways that were what's the name?
Foundlings.
The foundling from the town that they go back to in the next episode where
5.
where Carl Weathers is running.
Navarro. Yeah.
They're from there, and yeah. So we
I
start.
kind of forgot about all that.
We start the episode with Bo-Katan and Din kind of being accepted back into the group, and we see a moment where Grogu is in training and they have the darts and he gets shot twice, and Din is like, hey, you got this, you can do this, and then he does the flippy dippy shit that Yoda did in the prequels and shoots the kid with 3 darts and wins the match or whatever. There's people that complain about that online, and this is what I'm saying. Star Wars fandom in particular are some really nitpicky bitches. I swear. Look, if you consistently didn't like Yoda doing the flippy dippy shit in the prequels, consistently, you didn't like it there, you don't like it here, good. Fine. Because honestly, I'm in that place too. I'm like, it's what.
Oh, dude, the fight with Palpatine is insane. Are you kidding me? The fight with Dooku? Come on. Are you trying to tell me?
It's because it's really bad CGI. Had they had done something with a puppet, I would have been impressive.
Fuck you.
No, Tyler.
You can't enjoy it.
So much of those prequels are really bad choreography. Some of the lightsaber fights, a lot of the lightsaber duels, like Phantom Menace, the Phantom Menace, that lightsaber fight is incredible. I'm not going to take that away. There's some great lightsaber fights in the prequels,
yes.
but
dude, the whole
Yoda
fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin at the very end.
Yoda doing the flippy dippy shit.
They're showing how badass Yoda is.
But here's what I'm saying. I'm that person that's consistently like, I didn't really like it here. It's whatever.
Do you know how? Right.
Let me finish my point.
Okay.
But if you're someone that was okay with it in the prequels and then bitches about it in the Mandalorian, it's like, dude, you got to be consistent because this species has done it before.
Right.
So like,
Yeah.
and my honest opinion of it, I'm just like, oh, that's a cute little scene because it was supposed to be a fun little scene to be like, this is Din being proud of his kid.
You know what? You know what I do exactly whenever those moments, like a lot of the moments in Episode 5 when they're having the big battle and everything, a lot of the moments I'm like, Really? That's an odd decision. And then as soon as my stupid analytically, but actually brain says that, I literally shut it down by going, you're supposed to be enjoying this, you fucking critical fuck.
That's what I had to do that too.
Yes.
Because of the show, I want to be like my honest opinions.
There have been a lot of times in season 3 that I'm cringing as you know what I mean? As an overly critical, nitpicky fuck. And
that's not to say there's nothing wrong with criticisms.
No.
And if you don't look, I'm not telling you should like that scene.
No.
I'm not telling you to like anything. I'm just saying, me as someone who didn't really care for Yoda doing the flippy dippy shit in the prequels, I don't mind it here because the context is different. Because the context is supposed to be cute and silly.
Isn't it all for the kids anyway? There's moments in Star Wars where you have to understand that there's shit meant for kids.
Oh, there's shit in this show that...
Yes. So whether or not you like it, dude, that's Star Wars always.
Tyler
always has had something for the kids. Always.
Tyler,
what?
Season 3 starts with a child foundling. And follows that child foundling throughout the... I don't know if you've noticed that.
What the hell? Blew my fucking mind.
I don't know if you've noticed that, but it's the Mandalorian episodes.
Mandalorian?
Yeah, because the big dude with who is that still Jon Favreau?
Paz Vizsla. No, I don't know. It doesn't sound like him.
But Paz, this is what's amazing about this season, I think.
See, Vizsla is you keep talking.
So Paz is a Mandalorian, just like Din. And you're seeing their stories parallel because the first shot we see is Paz's foundling.
Yes.
The thing that
I thought it was
the kid they're trying to save in episode 4 with the help of Grogu is Paz's foundling.
Yes.
Everything Paz is motivated by in this season is by helping his kid and making his kid better, right?
Yes.
That's exactly what Din's doing. And that's what I love about this season is we see so many parallels.
So Paz Vizsla, the Darksaber was forged by Paz's ancestor, Tar Vizsla.
Oh, fuck. Do you think he's going to challenge Bo-Katan?
I just want everybody to understand that the Vizsla clan has a very long and storied, rich history in the Clone Wars and all that shit. Because the Clone Wars, whether you like them or not, I never really watched it, and I don't think I probably ever will. Yeah. But there's a shitload of really awesome, like deep dive Mandalorian shit going on in those episodes.
Yeah, because it's Filoni.
They look at where the place where Darth Maul came from and the Night Sister, like all that shit is insane, dude. But that's the only stuff that I watched out of the Clone Wars. But
I've accepted, and this is what
Vizsla is. No, but Paz Vizsla is gonna be.
Yeah, but
he's central to Mandalorian's.
But that's what I mean.
Story.
Is like, of course. What are they doing with this show? What has this show always been about? This show has always been about.
They're gonna unite the fucking Mandalorians, dude.
Hold on, we're getting.
Whoa.
But I'm saying like your excuse for like the kiddie stuff and like when people say Star Wars isn't there's the argument of like Star Wars is made for kids still, and there's people like no, Star Wars is not for kids, and it's like. Then why has this whole show of the Mandalorian's focus been Din having a kid and forming a family, and you have Paz he has a kid. Like family has always been a focus of this, right? So this has always been a family show.
Yes,
and it's so yeah. So
do you know why? Do you know how George Lucas got rich?
Merchandising.
Yes, yes.
But anyway,
who plays with toys, Jake?
So to keep with that theme, and I want to get your opinion on this because you were annoyed by it in the first episode when there's a giant monster. How did you feel in episode 4?
What a bunch of dicks! Why were
they taking the baby? Why would they have to mess with the babies? You know?
Okay, now if it's kind of a dire wolf situation that turns out better than Game of Thrones did because they literally killed him off before like episode 5. I'm like, that's great. Anyway. You could have left the Starks with something, you fucks. Yeah. There's one left.
Anyway, but what did
I think it's kind of neat that they have steeds because I'm a big fan of the game Joust from back in the 80s, and you used to have one of those like. Did you like that? Yeah. Exact. I need to stop drinking coffee.
Yeah.
But they have steeds now. That's kind of cool. But yes, my first thought is, you fucking dicks. Why are you killing the mom? You got your kid back. Why are you dragging that poor creature down now? And you know what, dude? he ain't much of a fucking Mandalorian if he can't see like from a mile away a fucking giant ass fucking bird coming at him. All right. Maybe survival of the fittest is a Mandalorian thing that maybe should be a little more in force. Just saying.
I do agree. I think it was really funny because Ashley was like, "What the fuck?" Like when they had when they showed. I don't think they should have brought in the babies, because the babies, you automatically start to side more with the monster because it's like she's a mother trying to protect her babies, and then they just take them. They're like, "All right, now they're in our group."
Hey, this is the natural home of these creatures.
No,
they've lived there for hundreds of thousands of years and everything and whatever.
The Mandos aren't
But you know
perfect.
what? Hey, we got all this armor and tech. And there's one fucking stupid fucking kid up there who got himself caught. I know it's my kid. But Jesus, dude. I thought, come on.
I thought that was a really good episode because it was a nice, like...
I'll take the ending with the, as long as they're taking care of the babies, okay, but you still are fucking dicks.
But no, the episode itself... I love that they answer a question in this show where she's like, Bo-Katan is like, how am I supposed to eat?
Yes.
Because they're around but again, and this happens in episode 5 too. When you show me the Mandalorians being a legitimate, like, military style outfit, not that, but the mercs, okay? So like a mercenary style outfit.
You get the honor of sitting by
I don't
want
to say military, but like, just the idea of them being a war party is fucking cool. And just like little moments like this, it's like, well, how do you eat? Oh, they all go into their separate spaces and take their helmets off to eat, which I thought is a little silly, and it is, but it could be a tactical. It could be a tactical advantage, to not all be in one place to get attacked.
Sure, but let's not take too deep a dive into the way. Okay, let's not, because
we're starting to find out it's guys. Bo-Katan was kind of right.
Okay, so wait, you can take your helmet off when nobody else is around.
As long as no one sees your face.
Okay, so when nobody's around, you can like wash your fucking grody ass fucking face,
and eat and drink, and yeah.
Okay.
As long as you're
wash your fucking hair.
Yeah.
God.
Why is that a thing? Like, it just seems really gross. What if you're stuck on a fucking
Well,
war
here's the
party
thing. Grogu is also going to be somebody who walks both.
Yeah.
In both
Jedi
worlds.
and a Mandalorian.
Well, because there's not going to be a fucking helmet that fits his fucking corny ass.
Ashley thought when Bo-Katan goes into the Forge, she thought she was making a tiny helmet for Grogu. No, in episode 4, when Grogu has his little flashback, she's like, "Oh, is she making him a little helmet?" Which would have been fucking hilarious and adorable. But yeah. So there you go. Episode 4. It's mostly about the war party going and saving Pad's kid.
But it's mostly about
Grogu.
Her being accepted back into the Mandalorian
and her being
tribe.
a leader and being a war leader.
Right.
Yeah.
And them earning their respect.
Yeah.
By being because we forget that she's just as much of a Mandalorian as they are. They just believe different things, but she's just
from
as much
Mandalore.
of a badass.
Her family was royalty on Mandalore.
They were the rulers when it collapsed, and I think the fact that they've looked past that to be like, okay, she's a good leader. I don't know what's going to happen with the dark saber.
Yeah, that's still hanging over the head of like what's going to happen.
But so episode 5, I think it's really kick-ass that they have...
Hold on.
What?
We're not done with episode 4.
Oh.
Because we have the flashback scene where we saw them getting Grogu out during Order 66.
Right.
But...
That was fucking cool as shit,
The fact that we got
way.
Jar Jar Binks, the dude who played Jar Jar Binks, Ahmed Best.
That was him?
He's the one who saves Grogu. Yeah, right? Fuck yeah. And I recently... Because of my TikTok algorithms all over the place, I get a lot of
I didn't know that. That's fucking awesome.
I got a funny,
good for him, dude.
Well, here's this funny thing.
Now we got to redeem Jake Lloyd.
Well, even with Disney taking over, I still think it's the same people at Lucasfilm. Sam Witwer was on a podcast. I think it was Inside of You, Michael Rosenbaum's podcast, and he was saying that Lucasfilm is incredibly loyal to their actors. And they we care about the actors because they say we control the merchandise and we're the ones who say you're using their likeness, this actor's likeness. So it's not surprising to me at all that they called up Ahmed Best and be like, look,
He did a kick-ass job.
We
too.
want you to be back, and it's you yourself. You're not Jar Jar Binks. We're bringing you back, and like to see him shine in that moment, it was like, fuck yeah, man, that was awesome.
You know, and
I just wanted to talk about that before we went.
No,
to
that was
episode 5.
really, really kick-ass because I forgot about that whole, like, I remember the flashback with the Jedi, but then I forgot about the whole fucking, like, chase through Coruscant and shit.
Yeah.
But one of my, fuck, did I just lose? No. One of the things about, quickly Jar Jar Binks that would redeem him is if Lucasfilm finally came out and said, yes, he was a secret Sith Lord. He helped Palpatine engineer all that shit.
Yeah.
You tell me that, and I fucking forgive you for everything,
All
dude.
right. So,
except for the sequel trilogy.
Episode 4.
Pretty fucking great.
Really good episode. Again, and I told you this
Well,
after
you did,
what I was worried about after episode 3, but this is what I fucking wanted. Like you said, it was always building to this, reuniting the Mandalorians, and it's just so fucking awesome when the Mandalorians are together. And like to see it here in episode 4, it was exciting. I liked the Grogu stuff. I would give it a solid A-.
Oh yeah.
Loved episode 4.
Sure.
So far, consistently, I've been really enjoying this season.
Yeah.
So episode 5, I like even more. Holy fuck, did I love episode 5? Oh my god.
Can I start off with a big criticism? The Mandalorians
did you
are
like
supposed to be. I did in general, and this is another episode where I had to say to myself, "You're supposed to be enjoying this a lot."
Anyway,
because if the Mandalorians are such great, like a warrior, like force of warriors and shit, how the fuck are you walking into a fucking open courtyard with like no fucking cover at all? Like, how the fuck are the guys in the courtyard, the pirates in the courtyard, hiding behind shit? How the fuck can I see you sneaking into the fucking courtyard? You're not very good at your job. Or is your Beskar that good? Or I mean, what?
Yeah.
But to me, honestly, like, I would prefer that the Mandalorians, yes.
Can I retort that? Narratively?
Sure, but one last... I would like to see them be more of a stealth, like, fucking...
I get you.
Lightning attack, just
or just sneaking around, darker armor.
But that doesn't lend to the story of like hand-to-hand combat and shit and the action that they wanted to show.
Right. But what I was gonna
say,
say,
I'm okay with most.
What
of
I
it.
was gonna say, narratively,
and again, I had to say, you're supposed to be enjoying this.
I was gonna. Well, yes, that's one, absolutely. But my response to that narratively would be that they are rusty. They've been out of practice for a long time.
Fair. That's a fair.
They've been deserters for a while. Nomads.
I would love to see a Lego of that Corsair.
Yeah.
What's his name? The pirate? Fuck.
Oh. Which one?
The green dude.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, so episode 5, I love this because it's tying off a narrative thing that was always it's like a video game. Like the pirates are always going to be the sub boss, and then they kept referencing it, and it's clearly Moff Gideon is clearly going to be the big boss again.
Right.
Which is cool with me because I love it when you don't kill a villain and you keep them around. And
it makes sense that you bring them back. I mean, narratively, yeah. They showed it in the recap. I mean, he basically left them. And
so you knew they were
a
going to
bunch
show
of
up
pissed
again.
off pirates, right?
Yeah, you knew they were going to fight again at some point.
So it makes sense narratively that the pirates are like, fucking what? Okay, well, we're going to take this fucking place because fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And then, it gives us a chance to see the Mandalorians fighting as a unit, which is cool. It showed us that the armor is a badass herself.
Here's another example of how I was a little bit...
I did not like holding the hammer to talk. I did not like
you don't
that.
like the magic conch? I thought Lord of the Flies was the first thing I thought. But anyway, I want to back up
Piggy's
here.
glasses.
I want to back up and say this is an example of how episode 3 was much better than I was giving it credit for.
Yeah.
Because we see the villain from the person from episode 3.
Right.
She shows up in episode 5
and
pretty much tells the resistance, "Hey, don't go to Navarro. Don't worry about it. The bad shit happens. They're uncivilized people. Whatever. Don't bother them. Whatever." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, you're right." Oh no. She says they're not a member. She says they're not a member of the resistance.
This is the New Republic.
Sorry, that's not what she said. She said they were not a member. And Tim Meadows, by the way, hilarious.
Great.
He wasn't. I just laugh every time
He
on
was
screen
perfect
'cause
for
he's
what
just-
he did.
He wasn't funny, but he was great. But I just laugh every time I see him because I'm like, I fucking love that guy.
Tim Meadows is so
Underrated.
Criminally
Yes, underrated.
Criminally. Oh, have you ever watched The Ladies Man?
It's one of the dude. That movie, different pod.
I did not know you loved that movie as much as I do.
It's so bad. It's
yes.
so bad.
Oh, I remember the first time I watched it, I was like,
Would you
this is awful.
Would-
I can't stop
like
watching
when the
it.
fucking the husbands do that dance
Dude,
number?
Will
We're gonna
Ferrell,
kill him.
Will Ferrell,
Yeah, we're getting
the
off
whole
base.
like grease. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, Tim Meadows. Shout out to him getting some Star Wars love.
Absolutely.
No, but yeah, she says they're not. Sorry, she never said they were uncivilized. But that's kind of the condescension I got from her when she was like, "Yeah, well, they're not a member."
No, but they're
planet.
showing, like we were talking about 10 minutes ago. They're
The
showing
espionage.
the ineffectualness of this bloated bureaucracy,
You're
and
supposed to help people, but they're not in our. They're not a member planet, so fuck them. We don't
right.
care.
All the things that they're supposed to be doing on a daily basis,
And this is how the First Order
by
grows.
scrapping all of this tech because it's Imperial, right? Why? Because it's Imperial. Well, we could use it, yeah, but it's Imperial. That type
Yeah,
of shit,
yeah.
right? You know what I'm talking about.
And yeah, so that makes sense that the First Order would grow out of the like you
Yes.
said this was going to be better. Nothing's better.
What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
You took a bunch of Imperials and reconditioned them and then gave them free reign over getting rid of Imperial tech, you fucking morons.
Yeah.
Yeah, gee, they're going to go off into the unexplored regions and become
Which-
the First Order, dipshits.
Which is why I like it, because it again sticks to the theme of it sticks to the theme of Star Wars. You have to have balance.
So the new-
when the Resistance has an advantage, of course the First Order has to rise.
This is what
back up.
happens. The New Republic, they hear about the fucking First Order going and attacking other people, and they realize they're like, fuck, we are having a PR nightmare. If we let this get out that we get that we're basically responsible for the First Order, we're fucked. So this is what we do. They do an Iran-Contra type of thing, and they fucking send out the resistance toot sweet under the cover of darkness. No fucking... You guys, if
Yeah.
you get caught or killed or whatever, we don't know you.
Yeah.
But you need to fucking stop them, dude. And it's too late because guess what happens?
Yeah.
They blow up the New Republic. Now, Coruscant still exists in the sequel trilogies as far as I'm concerned. That's a completely different planet that
Yeah.
gets blown up. But I loved, by the way, in episode 3, real quick backtrack, I loved the fucking kind of deep dive on Coruscant. Like, this is the only part of the planet that is not covered. Like, that's so fucking neat. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but in the flashback with Ahmed Best, there's a big scene around that big rock.
Yeah.
There's a big part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed
I
that.
did not.
Mount Umate or whatever. But, dude, that is fucking cool.
But you can tell that
No more coffee.
you can tell that Favreau and Filoni really, really care about this world and this universe.
Yes.
And
Thank you for giving me some explanation
but
of
yes,
like,
it makes
is it a planet-sized city? Yes, it is. This
Yeah.
is the only, right?
But it goes again. You're right. There's an organic way to explain that. Be like, yeah, it's been 20 years, and they said it was going to be better. And how fucking relatable is that? Where you have a group of people in power, you have a party in power, and they don't do what you want,
Dude.
and you're like, what? We gave you this power. What are you doing?
Right
Yeah.
now. Right now in America. Dude.
Not even right now. I think it's relevant at any time.
I'm
in
saying
American history or
we just
world
got
history.
we just got done with this fucking very very close shave with fucking like with fascism, okay? And then we get the other side back in power, right?
They don't do anything.
They haven't done shit.
Yeah.
They haven't done jack fucking shit. Why? Because they're not playing by the same fucking rules.
Yeah, exactly.
In
that's
what's
exciting
now.
about-
In Apocalypse now.
That's just
No.
You can't bring up Coppola. Nope. The court has ordered no Coppola.
This is gonna be so relevant.
I'm trying to get through this fucking review.
He talks about when he was a soldier, they went into a camp and they inoculated all the kids against polio in their left arm. They left and they came back in an hour, and the VC had come in and hacked off the arms that were inoculated off of all the kids and put them in a big fucking pile. And he's talking about it to Willard, and he's like, and in that moment, while I was crying my eyes out, I realized I respected them for that power, that fanaticism to to make those types of decisions, no matter how horrible they are.
Yeah, but
And honestly, dude, Republicans are playing like the VC, and the Democrats are playing like fucking Brando and his fucking group of jagoffs, man. That's what's going on. The Republicans are willing to hack off arms.
wow.
They are. Are they not willing to
Can
provoke
we get-
violence? Okay, sorry.
I know you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but
And the Democrats really ain't doing shit
wanna
to,
get back to the
curb
show.
it. Well, it's very relevant to right now. It's an ineffectual bureaucracy. There's a bunch of fucking people in power
Yeah.
right now who are trying to do the right thing, and nobody's
whose
making
only
fucking
response-
decisions
whose only
because they're scared of the
response
criticism.
is vote. That's the only thing they could say.
Thanks,
That's it.
dipshit. What are we gonna do now?
no shit.
We
tried that.
I
We
was fucking
tried.
under fucking
All right.
Missouri now.
Let's move on.
Yeah, all right.
Jesus Christ.
Goddamn liberals.
Shut up. Get off your goddamn soapbox. Step.
Listen, man, I just want to make sure everybody's got something to
I'm
eat.
telling you. Look, I don't want to be that guy, but no free speech for
Listen,
you today.
I don't want to.
You zip it.
Maybe I shouldn't say this on the air, but I think that every child should be fed. All right, that's just
Yo.
me. That's just me. All right?
All right.
I know it's a hot topic and a hot take. You ever heard those sketches?
Yeah, the TikToks of the woke
You expect them to
the
be
woke
like-
Southerners.
You expect them to be like,
All I'm saying is a woman's rights to
Yeah.
her body or her. Yeah, it's always funny. No, but what makes episode 5 really great for me is it does do a really good job of tying in. What is her name? I don't remember the name of the one on the base. She's also in Ant-Man Quantumania, and I can't think of her name.
Katie O'Brien?
Katie O'Brien, her character.
I don't know her character's name, but I know
Anyway,
the
her
actress's
it's
name.
nice that they tied her character into this, and you're right. It shows of the Mandalorians and and people stepping in to do something that the Resistance wouldn't, or the the new Republic wouldn't.
She's really good at her job. When she's I really like how she's fleshed out the character, and shown how treacherous she can be, and how devious she can be, and honestly, like,
and cold and just unresponsive to anything.
honestly, I didn't like the hair when I think I first saw her, but now I like it. The real short hair,
Yeah,
the
militaristic.
yes,
Yeah.
because it lends itself to this intimidating.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's leaning back into the Nazi look.
Yes and no, but it's just
But
severe.
you know what I mean?
It's severe.
You know what I mean?
It's extreme.
When you see the officers and they got the hair done
and
up,
you
kinda
realize she's capable of anything. Look at that hairstyle.
yeah, she's capable of anything. Wow.
What?
Look
at what she did to her hair. You ever seen somebody with a mohawk?
but she's also in Quantumania. She's with the like misfit.
Oh, is she
Resistance people.
the one, the badass?
Yeah, with the war paint, like
Oh.
the shoulder pad things,
Huh.
like the leopard skin shit.
Yeah, she's like the leader.
Yeah. Her character wasn't that memorable, but she did a good job. I don't remember her character's name or any of those freaking characters.
The dude with the laser head was fucking badass.
Yeah, that was a cool design.
With the mirror.
Anyway, we got to wrap this up.
What the fuck?
Jesus. Well, I mean, we got to talk about this episode,
Let's
man.
do it. Let's do it. We already kind of have.
No, we haven't. We haven't talked about the best moment when we had the armorer. Yeah. Okay. So the episode itself was great. Love the action. I was talking to a friend of the show, Luke Moyer. I was talking to him, and I was like, I got to see crystallize what I wanted, and that was the Mandalorians being back as a team, doing a doing a military.
Doing it
Or,
for
excuse me,
themselves.
I keep saying military. I mean to say mercenary. Doing like a military, doing a mission in an area.
Army shit.
Because I kept telling Ashley,
War shit.
The more I've watched the show, because when I always watched The Mandalorian, I always envisioned it being one thing. Turned out to be another thing. But what I would love to see is and they did like Star Wars Bounty Hunter back on the PS2. But I want to do a Mandalorian video game where you are literally just a Mandalorian. That it's an open world like
You start as a kid learning
and then you just
the way.
Well, you just progress and like do random bounties, and you just
It's a great way to.
it's an easy way to explore the Star Wars
it's a great
universe.
way to use.
You can have
You can use
dogfighting.
it as exposition to explain the way. Finally,
Yeah, but you're kind of seeing that
when
in
you're
the-
whacking off, you
but-
can take your helmet off,
But you can I would hope. But you can kind
so
of
you can see what you're doing.
But that's what I loved about episode 5 is I got to see a little bit of that. I got to see the
Do they fuck with
Mandalorians.
their helmets on?
I don't know, dude. I'm trying to fucking finish this. But I actually got to see them be a unit and be a team, and it was really cool. And I really liked that a lot.
You said unit.
And I'm like, how do you top it? And I will say,
He just pointed at me like.
I will say, holding the hammer was a little cheesy, a little bit like Lord of the Flies. Who has the conch?
It's a cool hammer, but it's also like,
But I love that Pax was like, at first Paz, sorry.
Jesus.
That they set him up to like be the obvious guy to be like, no, fuck this. But then he immediately says like, well, you did save my kid. So let's do it. We're Mandalorian. But the thing is like,
now they got land.
But the thing where he says like, what really summed it up was like, yeah, of course it's dangerous. We're Mandalorians. That's what we do. And
are we going to hide out forever?
No, let's fucking take something back.
I love that they're just like, dude, we're going to do this and we're coming back.
It's nice to see the Mandalorians stand up and be bloodthirsty again. That's all I'm saying.
The only thing that you can tell, yeah, well,
you know what I mean. But they're willing to fight because they've been hiding for so long.
The only way, here's why the sequel trilogy still sucks no matter what Mandalorian does. Because you won't have the Mandalorians in the sequel trilogy like at all.
Yeah, they don't show up at all.
At all. And if you're telling me 20 years previous to that you got to also tell me, and I don't know if I want you to, that the Mandalorians suffered some horrible, traumatic fucking extinction event, that they're not around anymore.
Or
in the sequel trilogy.
The only way I could see you writing them out is being like they got back what they wanted. They got Mandalore, and they just stayed on Mandalore, and they don't
left everybody to their own devices.
Yes, and they're still taking jobs, they're still doing things, but they're like mostly just rebuilding Mandalore. I feel like that's a way out of it. But you're right, that is a problem where you keep doing these like little sandwich properties. You run into that problem, and it's the same thing I said about Obi-Wan and why I didn't really like it because on a scale you're constantly rewriting your own history.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Frustrating.
On a scale of 1 to 10. What and 1 being least approving and 10 being most approving. What is your rating for whether or not to just scrap the sequel trilogy and do a completely other one based on what is happening in The Mandalorian and making it more?
I feel like it. I think the best option is just to. I feel like you could reference this.
Or do you think you could fix
it? I think you could still. This is how it's. I'll look at it this way. You could do a Shazam approach in a sense of it's still sort of attached, but it's its own thing, which isn't, I don't think, possible at this point because of all the stuff with Moff Gideon. So I think the best option would be address it in a way that, like what I said, they defeat Moff Gideon, they take Mandalore, they keep Mandalore, and they spend all that time rebuilding. And in that, I think the only way you could keep the Mandalorian going is by doing it after the sequel trilogy.
You know how they fix the sequel trilogy?
What? You already said it. Moff Gideon starts the First Order.
No, that's now. I mean, in The Mandalorian, that's how the First Order gets started. Yeah. You know they fix it.
What?
Snoke was Moff Gideon the whole time.
That could be interesting.
And here's how you do it. Okay. But
we got it.
No, just hey, we haven't hung out for a long time. No. So like a year or whatever, a little bit after the sequel trilogy ends, you show Moff Gideon, and he shows up with Thrawn. Okay. And he's been pulling the strings behind the scenes this whole time. Palpatine, not in this prequel trilogy back then.
Yeah, the one in Rise of Skywalker.
But the clone of Palpatine was just a puppet that Gideon made because he found his fucking clone vats. Okay, and he's been doing it behind the scenes, and the whole point of the Resistance and the First Order was to get the New Republic exposed so that he could bring it back down and raise the Empire again. That's the only way you save the sequel trilogy, and the Mandalorians have to come in and save the New Republic. And you can make it long enough afterwards that Rey has created a new Order of Jedi.
But see, this is what's so frustrating.
And the Jedi and Mandalorian fight together.
This is what's